Hello everybody, this is Party Wolf. I am back home from my trip to Japan. It's been a very long one, but I am glad to be back to be able to make a new video for you guys about the Mixbox. So, as you all know, I am a Kilik player, as well as a Mixbox user, and I'm going to be showing the techniques that help me the most on Mixbox that make it my gameplay much more consistent as far as execution goes. So the first on the list, I would say, is his wall rising B. This is one of Kilik's best moves that he has. The thing about wall rising B is if you do it too fast, sometimes you'll see me do that like half duck into the single B. So the key here is to be patient, but not slow at the same time, because you want to have that wall rising B come out quickly. But at the same time, speed running it will end up making you use single B. So this is something that's really important to get your muscle memory down on. And when I'm moving around, I don't have to worry about accidentally pressing like diagonals or whatever. So the sloppy movements are not really there when I'm playing with wall rising B in neutral, thanks to my controller. So that is the most important thing that I want to talk about with Kilik. Another important thing with Kilik is that he has a 6A plus B punish. So normally you would think, okay, well, that's not hard. It's just forward and A plus B, right? So the thing about Kilik is if you press quarter circle forward, you enter the stance, right? So if you were to duck something and then press A plus B, and go directly to forward, sometimes you get quarter circle forward A plus B, which gives you this awful move. So the nice thing about the Mixbox is, because each finger is dedicated to each arrow, I don't have to really worry about accidentally fat fingering both buttons at the same time like I would on a pad, just because I'm using two separate fingers for each input. So what ends up happening is every time I want to duck a throw, I never really mess this up, or if like I'm block punishing a low, I don't really mess this up. So this is like very useful for me as a Kilik player. New to season 2? Yeah, we're on season 2. Is his 66K slide B. So the nice thing about 66K slide B is that it is an 18 frame punish. What this means is Kilik's standard launching ability starts at 20 with his 3B in Season 1, but now that he has 66K Slide B, there are some moves he can punish now that he couldn't before. So for example, Tira has a jolly side 66AA. So if you were to block this, normally you cannot do 3B, but with Season 2, you can do 66K slide B. Now the reason why this is tricky is because of its slight input nature and the fact that you have to double tap it. You can't really buffer this input at all, so you have to time it with all the block stunts in the game, and that's just a muscle memory thing. But because I feel like this is such a good device for mechanical inputs, I don't really have an issue with dropping the input. My issue is usually with memorizing the block stun and making sure I time it properly, similar to any other rhythmic just frame you would do, like Kilik 44K's B just frame. And now that we actually mentioned that just frame, it's actually very smooth to run up and do a 44K slide B, just because all you have to do is you just roll your fingers a little bit like that. So this is another execution thing with Kilik, and it's very common to do after like a sure dance and then you run up and do 44KB. That is a very common thing. And the reason why it's so easy is just because it's just a roll of your fingers for the directionals, just like that. Whereas you could also just like run up and then double tap it, but that's like a lot of extra inputs to me, or a lot of extra work on your ring finger, whereas I don't think that's really necessary. So and when you're doing this on like a pad, I know sometimes when I was a pad player, I would stop a little short and I would just do 2-2K. And that's a no-no. I don't want to 2K. This is not good move. Sorry my voice was a little bit nasally for this video, or if my voice sounded like I was a little bit out of it. I did get sick during my trip to Japan, so I'm still recovering from it. But again, thank you so much to Mixbox Arcade for helping me make these videos. Go to mixboxarcade.com and you can go get your own Mixbox, because this is the best controller I've ever played on. I have not looked back since I got it December of 2018. And yeah, it's just the best. I'll have links in the description if you want to go to their website. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.